Champions, welcome. The squares have aligned and bingo is nigh. It's time for Elden Squares Season 3. Tonight we have a finals rematch from Elden Squares Season 2, but they've brought their allies, their teammates, and this is a team game, not a one-on-one. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, we have Tank and Top. Their primary DLC player is the fastest woman in bingo. A player who has an unrelenting grind, an attitude in order to take her to the top. She is dominant in the DLC and looks to show it off here today. It is none other than Elemis Fia's champion and her teammate, the most decorated bingo player in history. This man has won more leagues and has more podium finishes than you have fingers. It is none other than the lazy, the tank top Helios. And their opponents fighting out of the blue corner. The man who made the mod. The man who made this season possible, but he has proven that he not only belongs, but is a dominant force as a player in this league. It is none other than Sci-Fi and his teammate, the reigning, defending, undisputed Elden Bingo Lord. It is none other than Shura the Absolute. Now let's get ready to run that board and square off. All right, you ready to go here?
I'm ready to rock. Let's go, dude.
And then let's go ahead and do this thing.
You know, no one ever asks you, what do you want to see? Here's your first center square.
Millennia, always, until it appears.
I'm with you, Millennia. Let's go.
Come on, give it to us today. Please, no base game heavy board, or these players will kill me. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have. Hey, a DLC heavy board. Ellie was literally about to kill me because so many games were base game heavy, but this one has a lot of DLC on it, so got lucky. All right, Chief Bloodfiend and Sanguine Noble is the center square. That square will require both progression into the DLC by killing 2 remembrances and progression into Altus. So look for that square to go a little bit later here. In terms of the other big kills and important squares we have on the board, we have that Grafted Scion. That is a really big rush square that one of the players could go for. We also have that ever elusive Fire Giant, and who could forget about the 5-time champion there, Bulls Carrion Knight. In row number 2, we have Blood Tax Ash of War. That is a square that is a favorite of many to rush due to the fact that it is incredibly quick to get to, and you get a lot of runes in power from that. And sorry, we're having some technical issues. Shaka, you got to take over for me for a second. I want to see if I can get Helios to stream up.
What I'll be looking forward to seeing is how everyone routes these DLC squares, right? Because one of it, like a part of being it's really easy to see square, go get square, right? Especially when it's a kill square. But when you have a DLC heavy board, right, and you're trying to route in the various squares from Kill Rock Sasha, Kill Rolana, the Twin Moon Knight, Twin Moon Knight. I almost called her a Twin Maiden Knight. It'll be really cool, and especially with the players we have playing today with Ellie, Helios, Shura, and Sai, the high-level thinking that'll go into these squares is going to be very exciting to see. Now, one thing that you got to see, you'll have to notice is the Kill 5 DLC bosses, right, and how you can route that in with the Rolana, with the Chief Bloodfiend, with the, let's see, who else do we have on here?
I'm sorry, I hate to jump in here. We're going to have to, we got to reset here. Because Helios just died. So we will go ahead and I'll be sending the players a new seed and a new board.
Who did this?
I don't know. They're gonna.
Is Sai and Shura playing some PC tricks over here?
I know they were hoping for a DLC heavy board and they got it because we have been on a streak of a lot of base game heavy boards. If I re-roll this and it's base game heavy, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah.
The school of Nartok.
So here, really quickly, I'm gonna send them all a new seed here and we will just get ready to go. All right. Well, Shaka, continue while I'm getting the players organized here.
Of course.
You
know,
do your thing.
Like when I think about bingo and I think about what you've done for this community and bingo, right? At the beginning, we started with just a group of friends that creates like a ragtag league, right? And then these guys try to stick with the league as it progressed and as the evolution came, and we really saw a progression in season 2, season 3, where we used to call them the old school or the old guard. I think is how you referenced them, right? And just what this new class of bingo artists brought to the table. And I almost feel like this season is something similar because of the new format. You know, we're seeing the French Connection take over. We're seeing teams we didn't think that would be doing as well as they are, just absolutely out competing others. And I like this format allows, like, when you say the statement any given Sunday, which if you're not big into like football, sports, or anything, maybe you don't understand that statement, any given Sunday, but it really means that it's not over till it's over, and you never know what's really going to happen on game day, on match day. And I just feel that is completely true, if not more ever present in this format.
Yeah, this definitely feels like the most volatile bingo's ever been, right?
Yeah.
And just really quickly, Helios's internet just cut out, so he's getting back on, but match will still be underway. There's no reason to. It's not like a death sentence just restarting a router or whatever.
Start early. You asked me if
they
I could start whatever. Early.
Yeah, you know how it goes. But yeah, like this season's more volatile than I feel like it's ever been, right? Yeah. Normally coming into the season, I have a good idea of like who's going to win or like who the contenders are, right? You know, in season 1, it felt like it was obviously there were players who had a lot to say about it, Ra, Aggie, Rambler, Dino, etc. But it did feel like Alex and Helios were kind of on a collision course that entire season, right? You know, 100%. Last season, obviously Shura was a shock, but we knew how good he was. It was just a question of if he'd put the pieces together fast enough. But with this season, generally, it's felt like, I don't know, right? I've never, going back to week 1, I have never been so excited for a season because I didn't know what was going to happen. Obviously, we were starting to get an idea of how, you know, everything is looking. But you know, you never know any given weekend, any given Sunday, right? Just in last weekend, right? Sai and Shura were 4-0. They looked like a heavy favorite playing Iron and Taiping, who were 0-2 at the time. And Iron and Taiping get the upset win. Then they have a dominant performance today. And all of a sudden, yeah, they're 2-2, but they're the hottest team in the league, right? You never know what's going to happen. And we just have to wait a little bit longer to find out, right?
Very true. You know, I mean, you're talking about Shura here, who well, you were asking these questions earlier about Iron Eye or the French Connection. I know that's not their name. Frick. What's
Bagar FR.
Bagar. I almost said Dugar, like our boy Dagger. Bagar. You know, seeing that match, you know, you were asking, is this something we can expect to see week over week now going forward? Because if so, like that's it's not changing the meta, but it's changing how other opponents will look at them.
All right, and then we did a great job, Shaka. Thank you for helping us, helping out there.
Okay, I'm good.
Are good to go. Yeah, you're no. Well, no. You can't leave here. You can't leave here. But our players are ready. And we are going to be ready to go. No, we won't do the full pregame intro again, of course. You only get one of those per game.
We gotta run it back. Come on.
No, you only get one of those per game. But let's get ready to run that board and square off. And here we go. Center square. We're going Millennia again.
Yeah, Millennia. Until it happens.
Until it happens, right?
Precisely.
And the center square is Furnace Golem, and this board is base game heavier, right? So I know it's been a topic of conversation. In terms of the DLC squares, we have 3 in the middle row, including that center square, another 3 down here, 6, Metter, Rakshasa, 8, Mesmer, and Tree Spirit and Bellarat. So 10 DLC squares, a little bit more base game heavy. So I know we were excited for that DLC board that seems to elude us here. I swear the square set's like pretty balanced, but we'll take that. We take those for Will. It's a good balance, right? Especially because it is that center square in that Furnace Golem, which is a pretty interesting one because there's some tech that you can do. There's like Furnace Pot tech. People have crafted some crazy ways to go ahead and do that. Also, I want to point out a lot of fun weapons in this seed. I see Iron Balls in a starting class. I see Fire Knight's Greatsword. I see Great Stars, Blood Fiend's Arm. A lot of fun weapons to use here. But in terms of the bigger squares and kill squares that you can expect to see on the board, right? That Godskin Apostle and Kaled, that was the menace of base game bingo in season 2, one of the highest kill death ratios for any boss, and has synergy on that same row 1 with the god bosses in it. Obviously, Mesmer and the Impaler is amazing. Garonk, no Malekith, but fun to see, and everyone's least favorite boss, the Valiant Gargoyles there. Flying Dragon Grail, believe it or not, that's actually a rush square. I've seen it done. It can get done +0, especially if you have like a status effect weapon, and is very strong. We have Wolf, Lion, Bear, Hippo, and 3 hippos, so expect to see that golden hippo go down. Metter, Mother of Fingers. This is a very late square. That is the latest square in the set, especially because there's not really anything in the hinterlands unless I'm missing it. Yeah, I don't see anything, so that square is gonna sit for a while. Could try to go for it early to combo with 5 Remembrances, but probably look to go elsewhere. I think it's a good balanced board, a lot of interesting stuff on here. One thing to keep note of is this diagonal, right? This is basically all DLC right here. Imbued keys, because the standard DLC rush, you do go into the academy, and also you can pick up the imbued key in Castle Ensis. So that could be very, very strong on this board. Shaka, what are some of your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I am afraid of a 13-12 game just because of both teams and how this board is laid out, the squares on it. But I honestly would consider with that diagonal, is it faster just to do rush imbued sword keys just to take away the thought of that bingo, right? And rush it like not without going to the DLC, because I mean, if you consider it, all you gotta do is kill the red wolf, right? And then the other 2 are pickups if you just do base game imbued sword keys, right? Like, and that's faster than doing 2 remembrances, Godric, Renala. I don't know, like that.
Yeah,
I would consider doing it just to take away the threat of that diagonal if someone beats me to the DLC.
Yeah, you could also, like, another option would be to send your base game player to go do that, right? Have them kill Red Wolf and then get the imbued keys, and then they can go the Abductor Virgins into Altus, right? But there are particularly this Flying Dragon Grail. That is an amazing early square because you don't need Altus access for it. It is very doable with a low-level weapon, and we've seen so much in this league. Getting that first big kill so you can level to like 40 vig is so huge. So that's a pretty big square to go for, except, you know, Professor Rambler PhD says it's a trap. We'll see if any of these players fall for it as we are underway. Here we go. I'm so excited for this one.
I kind of agree with Rambler with it being a trap. Yeah, it's easy, but like I actually would just get the Great Stars online first and then go melt him. Like, Great Stars will melt him. I mean, Iron Balls too, but you know, Iron Balls and a dragon, especially a Bridge Grail, can sometimes be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them going. Well, actually, hang on. Helios might be rushing Bridge Grail.
It could be Grail or it could be Dectus, because Radon is very strong here. Underground, Radon himself doesn't have anything directly attached to him, but you need to get into the underground, right? Underground bosses, larval tiers, that's really big from him, as well as just getting a massive amount of runes, right? 110,000 from Radon plus the Remembrance. That will get your game jump started real quick.
Well, Caelid is going to be huge for, I mean, because think about it, you have Grail, you need Radon for Valiant Gargoyles. You also have what else did I see? I saw a few other Caelid squares here, unless I'm mistaken.
Garronk,
that's what I was looking for. Yeah. So I mean, going Bridge Grail into like for just to set up or have a grace for Garronk, or I don't know if you want to go ahead and rush Garronk with a low level weapon and no vig, but if you kill Bridge Grail, you'll have access. The only thing is again with this 2v2 format, the teammate getting into the DLC and blocking that diagonal as you pointed out, right?
Yeah, I do want to say though, Dectus has become the least favorable path into Altus, right? Makar and Virgins are the two main ones, but I really do think for Sci-Fi and Helios here, this is a strong Dectus board, right? The map progression in Caelid is worth a lot. You have underground bosses anyways, which means you want that grace by Fort Height. And for me, the number one thing is you have balls, right? They're a great weapon, but they get amazing when you have the spike tier and the axe talisman. 30% extra damage on your charge R2s with a weapon that has such a fast charge R2, and you can just blitz those things out. It's worth a lot. I really do like Dectus here.
I too like Dectus as well. I mean, like, unless I don't know. I guess like I still fall into the old guard like way of thinking of like get Dectus first, Altus, right? As like that's like usually my go-to, unless there's a reason to go Makar, right? Because Theo and Dragon Hearts are on the board, right? That square that we saw earlier with Bagar, the first game of today.
Yeah, it's just I mean, initially in this metagame too, Dectus was a lot more popular, but as everything's gotten more optimized, Dectus has really fallen off because it's just slower into Altus and people are doing ridiculous stuff like killing Theo with a +4, right?
Insane stuff. See, I want to talk about having to mod out the octopuses next to Theo because players were using them to kill Theo even faster.
Yeah, and it was well, no, it's not just that. It's that it was RNG. It wasn't like a guaranteed kill, and then people stopped using them because it was too RNG heavy, right? As to whether or not the octopi would actually do anything, because sometimes they just sit in the lava and die, right? Yeah. And then the octopi started getting into the fight. So like you're in this like 2-minute hitless fight, and then all of a sudden octopus comes and kills you. We have
Shura running up to Red Wolf, and then and I've seen Shura practicing Academy Skip, right? He says he's bad at it, but like like he says he needs to practice it more. So let's hopefully he knocks
Speak of the devil.
He has Ellie. He has Ellie right on his tail right now.
Yeah, Helios is a little bit ahead of Ellie here on this DLC rush. I do think you want to rush a DLC on this board. Probably Godric Renala, right? We talked about that diagonal. Also, Red Bear and Rao Base is a really strong square, especially with Wolf Lion Bear Hippo. And so is Hippo himself, right? Because you have Wolf Lion Bear Hippo and 3 hippos. Both those options in the DLC, I think, are very strong and viable.
you know, I hate to say it, when I see that square, kill 4 bosses, wolf, lion, hippo, for some reason my mind defaults to DLC and doesn't even consider red wolf as a wolf boss.
Yeah.
And it counts towards that square, but it makes even more sense for this to be the DLC player route right here.
Yeah, and it is a DLC square. It's actually impossible. There's only 3 wolf, lion, bear, hippo bosses in the base game. It's the 2 red wolves and the rune bear, right? So it is literally a DLC square, but yeah, it just makes the Godric Granola route even stronger, right?
No, I mean, well, and red wolf, or I mean, red boss, red bear in raw base is also here on the square. So like, it just makes even more sense for this to be a DLC route for the DLC player. Like the whole rushing and bead sword keys is great in theory, but you and the base player and DLC player would be overlapping essentially, and that just wouldn't work out for the best. So again, we see Helios here going deck this medallion here, and is that Fort Fairth, right?
Yes. No, Fort Height. He already did Fairhoff.
Oh, he already Fort Height. Yeah, nice.
And we are going to see our first fights of the game here with Ellie and Shura running into that red wolf. I mean, this is something they've done a million times before, but obviously, you know, you have no health, right? Shit can happen, and especially in a game like this, right? You know, for Shura, I'm sure that he wants to beat Helios today, right? Say, hey, I still got the edge over him, right? Obviously, the defending champ. Or beat him in the finals. And for Ellie here, it's like, I'm sure this game means a lot for Helios. It would mean a lot for him to, you know, avenge his loss and beat Sci-Fi here, or beat Shura here. So, but that means pressure for your teammate,
Who's
right?
coming off the loss? Is Sai and Shura coming off the loss from last week?
Yeah, Sai and Shura are coming off a loss from last week, yes.
So I mean, the win means even more for them. The way I look at it is these 4 players are like good friends, right? They're in the Ignite Discord day in, day out, playing with each other, playing against other players, playing against themselves too, right? So like, this is for them, this is, I don't want to say it's just another day in the server, but it's definitely going to be a fun game to talk about afterwards, right? I can see the conversations going long after this game is long and done.
Yeah, both of them get through that red wolf, and that's the other thing too, right? Like, because you know, our community is very good. I love how our community has like the, you know, the playful banter and like the, you know, not toxic like shit talking, right? But you know, good friends make great rivals, right? So
100%.
I'm sure they're gonna be looking for bragging rights, because whenever they're hanging out at midnight in the Discord and someone says you know. And Shura makes a joke at Helios' expense. Helios will say, "Scoreboard, I beat you last time," right?
Well, you know, you gotta wonder, like, the mental psyche. Like, Sci-Fi is the only non-former Golden Order player out of these 4 players here, right? Like, he was formerly Crucible, and like, you know, he's worked his way up, and he deserves to be here, as any player that's currently in the Golden Order deserves to be there. But like, does that weigh on the psyche? Like, hey, I'm playing with Golden Order boys now, you know, or Golden Order people now, you know, and so like, it's does he feel outclassed, right? And can it overcome that? And can he help Shura claim the win, claim the title?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
know. Maybe I'm thinking too far into it.
Well, I know. I think that's very fair. I will say he hasn't so far, right? Sci-Fi has actually been one of the most aggressive base game players in the entire league in terms of making some plays, right? In 4 out of the 5 games that they played, it's worked out for him. In the last game, it didn't, right? So, but I will say, right, you know, in that last game, Sci-Fi tried to open up with a very difficult mode kill and it didn't work out to him. Maybe some of the nerves are going here because he's set up for Grail, but he's gonna have to do this pretty much hitless. This is a big fight for him, and we will go ahead and check in.
I love it. Again, you know, Grail has the same dragon moves.
No big deal, right? A little bit of time loss, but
early enough to get back into
early enough. It's not the end of the world, right? But you know, those does he have doubts from the last game? I don't know. Like he seemed, I know Sci-Fi very well. He has kind of that shooter's mentality where it's just like, yep, it happened. Move on to the next, right? But this is not easy. whatsoever. We'll go back with Sai.
I mean, something we don't talk, like, you know, because bingo we talk about, it's very easy to get into, right? The entry is very low, but the skill level is so high. And a part of that skill level also goes into being able to just like handle these situations and not like let it be mentally taxing. Like, I think that's something Helios displays really well. Like, even if he has the worst game on the on the planet, like, he's still gonna treat it as it's just another game to him, right?
Yeah.
It's no water. It's water off his back, like he's a duck, or however that saying goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the pressure is something that, like, as a viewer you might not think about, right? But you know, I've seen great challenge runners, right? Whether you're a speed runner or a hitless runner, right? You can always get hit and then it's like, well, we go again. Or you mess up a skip in a speed run and it's like, well, we go again, right? In bingo, obviously, you know, there's always the next game, there's always the next season, right? But you got to wait for that. It's not like you can just run it back and you will never be in this spot again. Circumstances 100%. Will always be different. We see Shura and Ellie are both fighting Godric, but we're going to keep it here with Sci-Fi, as this is by far the most dangerous play on the board right now. Yeah, he's done great so far, but this is where I feel like, for me at least, the pressure really starts to mount, where it's like, okay, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up, right?
You get him this low. Yeah, exactly. You're still one shot. You know, I was going to say, you mentioned hitless runners, and, you know, you're going to have to go get another hitless run, man, because right now me and you are tied for the same hitless run, bro.
You know I'm playing in a competitive hitless league, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, Numa is hosting a hitless league with Cronies, Lank, and a lot of other great hitless runners, and my dumbass.
I had no idea.
The event is raising money for charity. I don't know which charity, but yeah, it's a full-on league that I'll be participating in.
That's amazing.
Trying my best.
Wait, is it currently ongoing?
No, it's I don't have dates or anything yet. I know the roster and I know like the format mostly, but it's still in development.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Come on, Sci-Fi just needs to close this out. Just a couple more hits. Oh.
Yep, Sci-Fi just needs like one or two more hits here. Literally just one more at this point. And he does get it down. Very nicely done by Sci-Fi there. Big kill for him. Not only does that put his team up on the board, but the first kill, the first massive kill, like Red Wolf and Margit and stuff aside, right, is by far the most difficult, as now he has a whole bunch of health. Maybe considering doing Garank off rip, but no, it looks like instead he's unsure of what to do here. We'll see. And Helios is going straight for Radahn. That was the play that Professor Rambler liked because of the value with the underground bosses, and also will give you a ton of juice.
Well, to Rambler's point about it being a trap, right? Helios goes Radahn now. He's going to get underground opened up. He's going to get a 110 runes, right, to play with. Sci-Fi still hasn't set up Dectus medallions. Like, he might have Fort Ferrith because he went to the Caelid, but he's still having to backtrack to Fort Height now to go get his other medallion. He'll still need to track through Liurnia just to open up the rest of Altus and the rest of Mountaintops too. So, you know, while it is a square on the board, he is behind in terms of other base game squares compared to Helios.
Yep. And Helios and Shura and Ellie are just racing towards that DLC. They were almost perfectly in sync, but Ellie was unable to get that one cycle there. Shura will gain a little bit of time on him, and I know from talking to the players, this is the fight that's kind of like heart and throat, you know, type of thing. It's, you can just get bad energy as Shura does there. He gets hit by the dragon and then magic comes out, right? Or sorry, that was the troll. But yeah, you just get bad RNG and can get in a lot of trouble. Shura's up against it, right? This is a fight that's incredibly hard to hitless, you know, for Godric, Margit, Red Wolf, right? I think these players would back themselves to do it hitless if they absolutely had to. Renala, I can guarantee you, is not one of them. But sure, it does get it down cleanly.
So many projectiles, the summons that come out. GG's to Shura.
Shura will get into the DLC first and have a little bit of a lead on Ellie. I know that the players do try to get that sub 15-minute entry. That's a very big bar for them. Shura was just under 15 minutes at about 14:50 something, and Ellie will be just over here as she also does get Renala down. And the question is, where did they go? Is it Red Bear or is it Hippo? Right, those seem like the two opening plays to me.
It looks like Shura's going towards Red Bear.
Yep, I think Shura does choose Red Bear. Also, I wonder if Ellie, right, like these players have so much respect for each other, right? Because Ellie narrowly missed out on that one cycle, does she feel like she knows she is behind? We can see that. She doesn't know that. Time was still pretty good, getting in at like 15 whatever. But the normal standard is just under 15 minutes, right? Maybe she thinks she's slightly behind and goes with a different play. We will see. She does dip into Caelid here to get her smithing fours.
Yeah, smithing fours, yeah. Well, like this is the next thing, right? Like Cheryl's going Red Bear. What is her first DLC square? That's what I'm curious.
So I think she goes and gets those fours. Getting those smithing fours is a telltale sign that you're going forts to upgrade. There's two main upgrade paths for your weapon in the DLC. You either go Forge, that is Telu's Forge, and from that Forge alone, you can get up to a plus 25 weapon from a plus 9 with that Forge and the pickups around it. The other route is forts. In order to do forts, you need to have a plus 9 smithing for both. That's part of the rush, right? And then you grab your 4s in Caelid, you get your 5, 6, and 8 at Reprimand, and then you need to get your smithing 7s at Fog Rift. The forts route, what is good about it is it provides you more flexibility. Going forges, obviously you can get up from 9 to 25 all at once, right? But with the forts route, you can go and get to like a plus 18 and then be quicker to act Helios on the next square.
Helios is going Garant.
He is. Yeah, Helios is going Garant. And Sai did set up a grace for this. I think because of the Grail mark, Helios felt like he could sit on Radahn a little bit, especially because it's not a square in and of itself, right? It just gives you access to the other underground squares. And now he's going aggressive and going for Garang here, and not technically a snipe, but Sai has the grace here. I'm sure this was a square that he was eyeing, and Helios here is going to try to take it away from him. Let's go full screen with him.
Great play by Helios. Yeah, like you said, I think he saw the Grail mark, so he knows he's ahead of Sai on Radahn access, and so he's like, well, I can take a few minutes to come down here, fight Garang before going underground.
Yeah, especially because like Radahn himself, it's not like Radahn's Great Rune is a square or whatever, which is a deadpan rush, right? If you're 30 seconds behind on killing Radahn, you know, it's underground bosses, mimic tier or larval tiers, etc., right? Like, those take time. You just need to kill Radahn as your access point.
Yeah, funny thing about the acquire 7 larval tiers, right? You'll get your 4 from underground, but then, you know, you still have to do the 3 above ground. And whether you pick it up or if you kill the different enemies above ground to get them, it'll be interesting to see and how you route that in with each other.
Helios is... No, I'm gonna shut up. I don't want to curse him. I'm scared. The curses have been crazy this season, Shaka. I'm convinced.
Well, I think the commentator's curse is it comes with commentating.
Yeah.
Right.
And there goes Garang down hitless. Beautifully done by Helios. Textbook.
Me and you are both very similar. Maybe everyone else too that commentates is like we both kind of shut up as that health bar gets down to the last few hits because we know how tense it can be.
I know that. I mean, normally in the past it was like I know that chat's gonna yell at me and be like, "Haha, commentator's curse," but now I genuinely start to think it's a thing because it's happened so much this season.
Well, I mean, it happens in professional sports too, right? Where you expect or you're hopefully wishing.
Whoa, pause. What are you saying? You saying this isn't a professional sport, Shaka?
This is, you know, so anyways, this is Elden Ring, and this is bingo. So for those that haven't ever played bingo, this is a 5x5 square, 5x5 board in which players are racing in real time against each other.
Very, very diplomatic answer. Shaka will be he'll be running for his presidency. Candidacy will be announced shortly. We're gonna go with Helios again here. So he did get that beautiful fight on Garronk, but it does need to be noted, we talk about that first big kill. Garronk does not count because he doesn't drop. He drops like 3k runes.
Yeah, it's nothing. Should Garronk count as a friendly NPC? You know,
he does count as a friendly NPC.
Yeah.
I feel like Helios definitely had the better plan here early. Right, because
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, you'll see the frost proc here in a little bit. There it is. But yeah, he'll get a stagger on Radon for sure, but not plus 12 balls. Not the damage you would want to see.
Yeah, and a little bit of tech here. You'll notice that Sai summoned Okina, specifically Okina is the one that they want because Okina using that Rivers of Blood does fire damage. And it resets the frost so that you can proc frost multiple times.
True.
Some players summon a few more, but I know particularly Okina is one that they really look out for the speed optimization in order to get the frost proc reset.
Okina and Blide. Blide is usually always closest. I like Blide just because he helps you stagger him.
Yeah, Blide is the GOAT, but right now Helios is most credentialed player in bingo, right? Arguably GOAT status, right? You know, a win in Elden Squares winning in Elden Squares League, becoming Elden Bingo Lord would truly help cement that. And he's off to a very hot start here today. But we got double Hippo on the board here as Shura is in the Hippo fight now, and Ellie is right behind. I'm really surprised Shura went Hippo instead of Red Bear.
You know, did he set up a Grace for Red Bear to do Hippo and then just go to Red Bear?
I mean, Shura plays, it's genuinely one of these things with Shura where the way he plays, if he didn't do it in practice games, you would think he's cheating, right?
Yeah.
He's so good at manipulating the board and understanding where players are, right? The fact, because he did Forge first, right? If you're deadpan rushing Red Bear, you do it +9 with double status, right? You do it +9, as ridiculous as that sounds. Because Ellie hasn't marked it, he knows that she is not deadpan rushing it, right? So he's gonna go and try to snipe her elsewhere and make other progress, right? And it's very likely, it would be pretty unlikely that she did Forge as well, because if it's not on the board, because very rarely do we see, this is not a meta play from Shura, right? Most of the time it's either straight to Red Bear and then Forge after, or +18 and then go do Hippo. Those are the two plays I would be expecting here, and Shura's kind of getting a bit of both.
Well, does it make sense to go ahead and do Hippo because of the Shadow Tree fragments that he gives you, right? The additional Shadow Tree fragments just for additional buffer and damage.
Yeah, and also, even arguably more importantly, the runes, right? You get 200k from that Hippo.
Oh, huge. Yep.
And beautiful fights there from both of them. I feel like, Sai had that one very minor mistake immediately. But everyone seems to have really come to play together. This looks like a very high level game early. Let's go ahead and check out with Sci-Fi, see if he can keep the good times rolling here as he goes for Radon.
I imagine that Helios is going to rush Valiant Gargoyles here underground while Sci-Fi is fighting Radon.
Normally, players wouldn't, but with Strike on the Iron Balls, I would strongly consider it.
I mean, he's got the runes from Radon, the Radoons. The Radoons. He's got the Radoons, so I think he'll be fine here. He has the right talismans for a good fight against the gargoyles. Now I have gargoyle PTSD. Just from fighting them at RL1 in my randomizers lately, so this will be nice to watch.
And actually, I saw Ashura there. I've never even seen this before. Getting some smithing 5s underground. Really, like, yeah, there are the meta routes, but it pays to know all these little niche things.
Yeah. True. Now Shura looks like he's setting up Rakshasa too as well.
Yeah, so he's going down. This will set up. He's going through. I can't remember what this is called. The waterfall basin or whatever. Blank on the name, but this is incredibly smart. He gets 3 things after this. Number 1, he gets furnace visages. He can use that to craft hefty fire pots in order to kill the furnace golem. Number 2, he gets closer to Rakshasa. And number 3, there are 2 hippos down here that he can kill in order to complete the 3 hippos square. I think this is an absolutely genius play from Shura. And also very nicely done by Sai there. I will say early on, it does look like, you know, Sci-Fi or Helios and Shura obviously playing different roles for their team, but and granted, it's 1-to-1 on the board, but just the way things are eyeing up, right? It feels like as of right now, Helios has the advantage over Sai in the base game. Shura has the advantage in the DLC over Ellie. Ellie's really struggling with the skip there.
Oh no!
And you know, the question will just be who can be more dominant, or which one of Sci-Fi and Shura or Sci-Fi and Ellie can, you know, step up and stop the potential dominance that we see, because nothing's on the board yet. It's just the way it's shaping up, right?
Yeah. Man, you know, I would give anything to go back and watch the beta season of Elden Squares and like just commentary, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, you know, now me and you both know that, like, I know the game a bit better, but like, what was I saying back then?
Bro,
like,
I don't even know what I was saying. I was just like, oh my god, it's Midra, oh my god, it's this, oh my god, it's that. I was giving absolutely no technical analysis. Zero. Sci-Fi here is going for the Misbegotten Crusader. A nice quick square. Also continues to give him a lot of juice here. And Shura is going to be fighting the 2 hippos. These are not bosses, so they do not count for Wolf, Lion, Bear, Hippo, but they are hippos, so they count for the 3 hippos square. Right. Golden Hippo does count for both, obviously.
They should go down pretty easily, I would say. I mean,
yeah, they definitely should, but you know, it's not done till it's done.
Can you still do the ghost riposte on these ones like you can? Like, have you you're on the opposite side, the opposite shoulder? Have you seen the ghost?
I actually don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. So yeah, we have all of our players going for individual squares here, isolated kill squares. Shura finishing up the hippos. That's the least isolated. But Ellie's going straight for Mesmer. Mesmer fans rejoice. Helios going towards those valiant gargoyles, and Sci-Fi is going for the Misbegotten Crusader. Probably gonna have to whip out the quad screen here in just a second.
It makes you wonder, is Sai and Shura thinking of being O-line for extra points? Or are they just...
I just saw the most...
Misbegotten Crusader and Flying Grill.
All right.
Could be. Like,
well, Shura gets it down. Let's go with Ellie or Helios and Sci-Fi here as they both go for Crusader and Gargs. Also, I just want to point out, I saw the most ridiculous optimization I've ever seen. Shura,
by who?
By Shura. He was fighting the hippo, and then while he was waiting to recover stam, he tabbed out to hover his mouse over the square so that he could click it faster. And we will go to the quad screen here as we see Mesmer, the Impaler, Valiant Gargoyles, and the Misbegotten Crusader. 3 very tough fights. Crusader can catch you out as it does, as Sci-Fi gets caught there. Valiant Gargoyles, Helios only has 4 heals. And if he does get caught in that poison, would be quite deadly. And then Mesmer needs no introduction.
Mesmer is such a great fight, and you know, after fighting the gargoyles, you know, maybe it's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome, but you know, our crazy friend Satari, you know, he's a big fan of Gargs. I kind of get it now. They are a fun fight. Like it sucks, but it is a good fight.
They're a fun fight, just not with the duo and the poison, but Gargs individually, yes, great fight. And Shura now going for, dude, he's psychotic. What the hell? He's going for, no, this isn't the one in Rao base. Dude, this is not the one in Rao base though. He's going for the normal red bear so that he can double mark red bear and Rao base and what does he do? That's
kill 4
insane.
Bosses with the bear.
Yes.
Yeah. What is his weapon level right now? Is it +9 or is
he's plus 25.
Plus 25 already.
He did Forge, so he's maxed. Ellie's plus 18. Sci-Fi and Shura, I think, are around, or Sci-Fi and Helios, I think, are around plus 12.
Helios is plus 13.
13, 12, 13, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. The Misbegotten, like, again, this is one of those epic moments in Bingo, especially what this format offers you, where you have 4 players fighting individual bosses, right? Each one working towards their own squares, progressing their team's dominance over this board. Like, where else do you get this amount of Elden Ring content but here?
His words, not mine. Thank you. Thank you, brother. As Helios does get the Valiant Gargoyles down. Boom. That square pops. Oh, and Shura's in trouble here. Shura has...
Oh, no.
Did he get the kill?
Oh, he got the kill.
Okay, yeah, his friend, the small bear.
The little bear.
Sci-Fi gets down Crusader. We go full screen with Ellie here. And yes, Shura did get the drops. He did kill the boss.
Now, me and Nexus share this sentiment. Ellie is in the easier phase of Mesmer, so...
I think I just hate the scream. The scream drives me crazy. The phase transition.
It's because like his moves almost get limited, like his combos. Like as long as you keep him in this, it's not even a loop, but this combo right here is like his main one that he does, and it's just so easy to punish. And he gives you a healing window too if you need a heal.
The fact that Shura is gonna get away with double marking Red Bear and Rao base and Wolflion Bear Hippo is absolutely ridiculous. Like just absurd.
It's a master class in how to play Bingo by Shura. I mean, this game
the other thing too, though, is like
play Bingo.
This is a play you can't get away with it. Like normal people can't get away with this, and like the reason why I say that is like you have to have some level of like respect in aura among like the top players, because I otherwise Ellie would have gone for it, right? Like. I feel like Ellie's going Mesmer because she feels like it's safe, right? It's still a good square, but very unlikely that Shura will go for it, I think, at this point.
Well, I think now that she saw Shura mark 3 hippos, she's probably reconsidering which square she goes for next. Is she gonna go Red Bear Raw base now? Since he did not mark that and he went 3 hippos instead.
The problem is at this point, it's such a sack. Like, it's such a time sack, right? Like, if you get sniped.
No, she's not.
And he isn't either.
Ooh. There's nothing in Reprimand.
Oh, no. Ellie's going to plus 25. Ellie's going to Fog Rift to grab her. You need to grab your 7s from Fog Rift to get to plus 25.
Yeah, I meant Fog Rift, not... Yeah, sorry. I said Reprimand, but I meant Fog Rift.
And Sci-Fi here is going for the Godskin Apostle with Kaled without sleep, and that'll also be a god boss for him. And meanwhile, Helios is progressing towards Fortisax. Not only is that a square, but that will be his second Remembrance boss in giving him DLC access as well.
Shura going Rolana right now for DLC? No, is this the elevator to Rolana?
But he got an imbued key, and then also he gets He gets an imbued key, and then also he gets a remembrance when he kills her.
Yeah, remembrance boss. Sorry, the DLC bosses was on the last board. This is remembrance, correct. Helios is underground now, making his way to possibly setting up Lich Dragon.
Shura was thinking about pivoting back for Red Bear and Rao base. My assumption is that he knows exactly how long that run takes in order to get to that grace. Yeah. And he was trying to figure out if he had time to go pick up this imbued key. And then I think he will go back for Red Bear.
The problem here, though, is that I think Helios is going to take that bottom left square, kill 4 underground bosses before they can get the bingo.
Because Fortisax is also an underground boss, and there are a bunch of stones here.
Right.
Helios is going to be able to get to not max, but high 20s, somewhere in the high 20s for his weapon level, or I guess low 20s. I was thinking high because 25 is max, like something like 22, 23.
Sci-Fi entering the fight.
Yep, Sci-Fi is entering the fight. Thank you for reminding me to switch over the screen as he is fighting the Godskin Apostle in Caelid here without sleep.
Now, crazy take, but I actually think Apostle is easier than Noble.
I would disagree personally. I think Noble's I think Noble's
There's just that one combo he can catch you in because he can like not stagger you, but frame trap you almost. Like I feel like Noble has a few more frame trap attacks more so than Apostle.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I say it. And plus, like, you can almost script Godskin Apostle with staggers once he moves into phase 2.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I say that.
Nexus, I agree with you. I cannot believe he's getting away with this.
He can't keep getting away with this.
I mean, it's just square timings. He knew his timing perfectly. Because he knew exactly how long that run took, and he knew that he could afford to grab the Ensa. Well, I guess he didn't though, because Ellie was only plus 18.
If you lose to me, you're just trash. God, Shura.
Insane call though. Except is he greeting even more? Oh my God, he's going for Red Bear NPC. This is sketchy as hell. Oh, I hate this. Is Ellie going NPC too?
I think so.
They both are. And they both have basically the same level weapon. Ellie has a little bit more, I think.
Asim says it's so much faster.
Yeah. And this does count as a bear, even though it does not look like bear. It has bear in the name, right? So it is a bear boss. We gotta. This is a huge race, right? Because
1,000 IQ here.
If Helios gets this, I keep mixing up names. If Shura gets this, he double marks, right? But if Ellie can snipe this, as Shura goes down, does go down. This is why people haven't been going for this NPC, because he's a bastard, right? Ellie, Bia's champion, the lover of NPCs, looking to build up her title.
There's a Stake America here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a Stake America, but I mean, Ellie's ahead by quite a bit at this point.
This will be a big snipe for Ellie.
Yeah, because Shura will still get the 4 bosses. Wolf Lion Bear Hippo, but he will not get Red Bear and Rao base. This, for some of our players, if he gets sniped here, this is deserved. Oh my God, Ellie got blocked by pots, but barely got out of it. Survived on 1. She needed every bit of that extra health from Mesmer.
Oh my God.
I mean, she was so low, the 1% regen or whatever that you get from every hit on Great Stars made the difference there.
Yeah, this matters.
Wait, how is Shura ahead? Oh, because he already drank. He didn't. Shura greets it at the end and gets sniped or dies. Shura was trying to completely greet it because he was trying to stop the heal. That's how he got so far ahead because his Red Bear hadn't healed, tried to greet it with wild strikes and dies at the very end. I was like, no way after the first death he comes back and snipes it, and he literally almost had it. Like one more wild strike or something.
Ellie playing safe is in her favor here.
Yeah.
I think Shura knows that he has to be close here, that they're close on the boss fight. That's why he's greeting.
Yeah. I mean, that's also, he's just very aggressive. That's how he plays. But there comes the snipe. Ellie gets Red Bear and Mao base. And I want to say, this is a massive swing. Because not just that square, but looking over at the board here, column 2 is very threatening, right? Helios is already in the underground, right? And
he's already pivoting to Mount Gilmer. So.
Yeah, he was in the underground, right? He has a fair amount of larval tears already. And he just killed the Tree Spirit and Gelmir, giving him both some physical tears and a Gelmir boss. He's going Fortisax now to get Fortisax and another underground boss, which makes sense. But this column 2 is a very real threat. Shura is going to finish up this fight here against the Red Bear. But buckle in, folks. We have a game on our hands. This is...
now, if they could pivot to the bottom row.
And Ellie does get sniped because she was going Wolf, Lion, Bear, Hippo. She was going to the Rune Bear and Weeping to figure out to do her last bear, but got sniped there.
That's okay. At least she didn't enter the fight at all. So
yeah, fortunately she was just like 2 steps into the cave, so it didn't get stuck, right? Sci-Fi here is also doing the Tree Spirit and Gelmir, getting him both a Gelmir boss and Physic Tears.
Physic Tears.
Because Shura is deciding to go Fortisax first, I think Sci-Fi will be able to block on the column 2. Physic Tears, to me, at this point, most important square on the board. Physic Tears, most important square on the board. Because whoever gets it builds up a massive threat and blocks their opponent's strongest threat at this point. Sci-Fi does get that down, and Ellie here going for the Furnace Golem.
We talk about games feeling like a chess match, and it's just like this is so evident of it.
Yeah. Like at the highest level, bingo is a chess match, right? If everyone has perfect execution, it's all strategy.
You think this is the highest level?
I mean,
I'm kidding. This is the highest level.
I mean, look, you could always be better, but it's a damn high one. I'll say that.
This is by far the highest level. And you were mentioning earlier, right? You could almost look at the league of names and be like, who are these people? These are almost unknowns, right? Like Helios and maybe like one other have like speedruns or on speedrun.com, but for the most part, a lot of these players are unknown in the greater community's eyes. And like you have always said, and one thing I've always believed and also agreed with you on, this is some of the best Elden Ring players, execution wise, like you'll ever see.
Yep.
This is the best.
And we are going back to the main screen because it's the best way to show off these 2 fights for Helios and Ellie. Ellie trying to finish off that Furnace Golem and claim the center square here. Sci-Fi already is up to 9 Physic Tears, assuming that counter is right. And Helios here going for Fortisax. This will be, I believe, his 3rd underground boss because Mimic does not count, and a square. He's done Siluria, Gargs, and now Fortisax. As Ellie does get the Furnace Golem down there. Nicely done.
Do you do an ancestral deer for your 4th, or what do you do for your 4th? Do you just do a dragonkin?
Dragonkin, some sort of dragon. Yeah, some sort of dragonkin. I don't know which one, but it would be one of them.
It just feels like each one of those are like long time sinks.
Yeah, but like if you think about Regal Moose, maybe you do go Regal because of remembrances.
Yeah, I think you do. Like, well, is he doing remembrances? Like, Ellie's not doing remembrance bosses. I mean, she has 2, because Shura is obviously going to be the one doing remembrance bosses.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll be interesting how they do this.
Helios and Ellie both have 2. Helios, Ellie, Shura all have 2, and then Sci-Fi's at 1 right now. And Sci-Fi actually, you know, they pushed him. He's gonna claim Physic Tears, but this is also really good synergy, right? Sometimes the base game play goes a little, like the easy Limgrave play goes a little unnoticed, right? Because it's not as cool, right? But he's getting Limgrave and Weeping bosses as well as Physic Tears.
You're right.
Oh no, Ellie did Mesmer. Ellie's at 3. Ellie's at 3. My apologies. Ellie did Mesmer.
Right. Plural's right. You're just going to drop down from Theofred to the Dragonkin. That is the quickest way down there. I was thinking elevator, but you're right. Just go under this bridge here.
Never mind, I lied. It was Shura that was working on Limgrave Weeping, not Sci-Fi.
Yeah. What is Shura fighting? What access to?
He was just doing Limgrave bosses. I misspoke earlier. It was Shura that was doing Limgrave bosses, not Sai. Yeah.
It's so crazy how fast 6 Limgrave bosses goes down,
yeah, well, he did Margaret Godric earlier, Bofa, Treescent, a Geel, and then Pumpkinhead.
Right, because like in a 1v1 head-on-head, like it's a time sink square, but in a 2v2, it's so fast.
Well, and also you have a plus 25 weapon, right? It's much different in base game where it's an actual fight versus at this point, they get nuked.
I mean, yeah, you're 45 minutes in and you have plus 25. Yeah, I mean, like you're so leveled, it's gonna be the quick square.
Yep, and Helios here going towards that Dragonkin and Shifra. This will be his final Dragonheart boss, and Ellie's working her way south in the DLC here. This will.
You could also get D-Halberd from here too. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Could yeah. This is good. So Ellie is doing this in order to get access to the Ghost Flame. You technically can do the Ghost Flame in Reprimand, but no one ever goes for it because it's awful. Sci-Fi here is fighting.
We saw someone
demi-human.
Someone did that. Someone did. Was it Brazos that did that in a Crucible match recently to steal the square?
Yeah, some people have gotten away with it. It's a desperation play. Like that's not. Right. It's a I have to have it desperation play, because that fight is just you're spinning a roulette wheel as to whether or not the ads will be a problem, right?
Speaking of which, make sure to be playing Grace Clicker, featured on EldenSquares.com. For roulette wheel.
Yes, anyways. Shout out the website, EldenSquares.com. Yeah. Oh, and Ellie goes down there. Ellie didn't give the Fia's champion has been defeated by the Dragon Man. And Sai gets another Gelmir boss down here. I'm surprised he's holding Physic Tears. Helios seems to be working on it. This Physic Tears is still so vital, no matter which way it goes, right? Especially if it goes the way. No, because they're.
So Shura's claiming Imbued Sword Keys, Sci-Fi killing for Mount Gelmir. He also has a god boss with the. With Apostle dead, right? He can go kill Godric real quick. I mean, that top row bingo is looking kind of sketchy. Yeah. Especially with this next Mex by Shura. This next Mark by Shura.
Because the kind of the threat we were talking, the items that we were addressing were row 4, column 2, right? Both of those are going to end up getting shut down either way. I was talking about how Physic Tears is so important, but regardless of how that goes, Sci-Fi will get Gelmir bosses to block column 2,
row 2,
and Ellie will get Ghost Flames to block row 4, right?
Yeah.
The problem now though is
on god bosses.
Yeah, god bosses, right? And that's a very tough square to go for. Not the only real synergy you have is if you do Rykard as a remembrance. That would be Ellie's Helios 4th remembrance.
Helios is going Gelmir bosses now, and he's too far behind. This is bad. Shura is actually making progression into south, and that progress matters. Because if Shura goes hard for Ghost Flames and Ellie has to do god bosses, right? Then they are in trouble, right? So, no, Nexus makes a really good point here. Sci-Fi, while sinking his time in for Red Wolf here, right, for his third Gelmir boss, Helios is doubling up. Well, no, I mean, because Nexus made the point of Noble and Rykard, right, both being god bosses, which is true. But Helios is sitting here about to fight Mariga. I don't think that's the right play.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting what's going on because Noble and Rykard both count as Gelmir bosses, right? What's going to happen is Sci-Fi is going to mark Gelmir bosses right here, I believe. This will be his 4th with Red Wolf. The question is, how do tank and top respond? Normally, if I see Gelmir bosses, I would expect... No, it's his 4th because he did the Tree Spirit. Tree Spirit, Mariga. Is it only his 3rd?
2. Yeah, this
okay, never mind, it's his 3rd. Regardless, though, Sci-Fi will mark Gelmir bosses, right? I would realistically expect that Noble and Rykard were both in that 4, right? But Ellie's actually ahead on god bosses. Does she maybe decide to pivot out because she's worried about it? I don't know, right? A lot of mind games being played here.
Ellie is ahead on Volcano Manor here. If it gets marked, does she pivot away? This is very true.
When Gelmir bosses gets marked, does Ellie just give up god bosses thinking that she's lost the square? Because in reality, we can tell that she hasn't, but she has no way of knowing that. And I would infer that both Noble and Rykard were two of my Gelmir bosses, or 2 of my opponent's Gelmir bosses.
Yeah. Because the last thing you want to do is get stuck. I don't know. It's a tough call.
Inshura here is gonna snipe Ghost Flames. He's going for it now. Ellie is in on the Godskin Noble. He should go down like a sack of potatoes, but we'll check in with her. And I think Helios is going for Vike, which with balls is not fun.
No. Although this is easier Vike, right?
No, this is hard. Well,
this is easier Vike.
They both suck. Oh no, Helios is doing Physic Tears. Helios is doing Physic Tears.
Fair.
But I think Sci-Fi's about to finish this up now. I don't know how many Helios is at. This Physic Tears is a race because Sci-Fi's at 12. He will finish with this Liurnia avatar. I don't know how many Helios is at. Sci-Fi's using the board to help him count. That is a tool that the players can use, but are not required to. And Helios actually doing some tech that we saw Dagger do last night using the Hoarfrost Stomp there.
And people say Hoarfrost Stomp is outdated.
And now let's go in with Shura as he's fighting. That was not enough for Helios. So I don't know his count.
Me neither. He's going to Altus to get the rust.
No way he gets this because Sci-Fi gets 3 Physic Tears here. So that's 15 unless size count is wrong on the board.
No, unless he just thinks Sci-Fi is trying to finish up Gelmir bosses, or well, he would have no idea that he's in Gelmir.
Yeah,
he's doing god bosses.
There goes Physic Tears for Sci. And now he's going to go finish up Gelmir bosses. Ellie's actually working on it right now because the Abductor Virgins will count as a Gelmir boss. So that's number 2. But Sci only needs 1 more. Does he...
Where does Helios pivot? Where does Helios pivot to?
I would think
this is going to be a big pivot for him.
Vike or finish up Larval Tears. Or Scorp Charms. Like, there's a lot of options here. You could go...
Well, I think that's why Ellie is doing this boss right here. I mean, well, no, she's trying to finish up
yeah, because there's a couple threats here. Like, you have a couple options. You could finish up Larval Tears to try to build your threat on the row 5. You have 2 threats that you need to block. Call them row 1 and row 4, right? As a reminder, bingos do not win in this format. It is not an automatic win. That being said, though, they are 2 bonus points. And considering how tight this game is, 2 bonus points would just be game, right? Like, yeah. it would be too difficult to come back.
Shout out Dagger for the Hoarfrost Stomp tech.
Helios is going Scorp Charms. And so is Psy. So is Psy. They're racing Scorp Charms.
Sci-Fi going for the one down in Weeping.
He's going for Anastasia.
No,
if you kill Anastasia, she drops one.
Is it the Fire Scorpion Charm? No, the Fire Scorpion Charm is the one Helios is going for right now up here in Mount Kelmer. I can't remember which one she drops.
Sacred.
Is it Lightning? Sacred.
And Ellie's actually going for Gelmir. This game is all over the place.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Let's go to the quad screen. So on the top left, you have Ellie working on Gelmir bosses. Top right, you have Shura doing a Ghost Flame Dragon. This is his second to finish that square. And then you have Helios and Sci-Fi racing here for the Scorp Charms. Scorp Charms is the biggest race of the two because A, it is a head-to-head, and B, Helios is slightly lost. Does he not remember where the jump over is?
No, he got it. He knows.
Took him a second.
Oh, he's lost, bro. He's lost. Dude.
Okay, he got it. But yeah, this Scorp Charms, as we go back, Shura's almost done. Bang, as all our fighters get the fight down there, you can see that massive threat is building on row number 4. Scorp Charms is the race right now. Sci-Fi has to run to the one in Fort Lyde. Helios has to kill this invader. If Tank and Top get this, if Sci-Fi and Shura get this, they effectively win the game. They get the square and 2 bonus points. They will be at 12 and only need 1 more square. That will be GG. If Helios gets this, though, we are game on, right? Going deep into this game because Ellie actually is working on cleaning up Gelmir bosses right now. She has a lead on the remembrances. Yeah, it's anyone's game if Helios gets this. It's a really
I'm getting chills because this is what you dream for when you watch a tight bingo game, right?
Yeah, I know we have a fight here, but we got to put it with the dual screen with these two. Helios has to kill this invader. It is just a Limgrave invader, but Psy had some troubles with it, and it took him a minute to get this down. It wasn't quite as fast as you would expect.
He has the health to tank a hit or two. The thing is does she heal, and will Sci-Fi be able to run up there quick enough?
Honestly, biggest difference was Helios committed to it a little bit first, and Sci-Fi had a longer fight actually with her. Helios just destroyed her. But there goes the Scorp Charms now for Tank and Top.
What a
crazy close race, and game stays alive.
Yeah, that keeps them in the game, and I can tell we're both so excited for this. How will this play out here?
Yeah, I mean, the other question to start thinking about is Ellie has 4. There goes Gelmir bosses. We're tied 9-9. We are tied 9-9. There is 1 bingo left on the board. The time complexity could
hats off to Helios and Ellie right there.
Yeah, I mean, time complexity could bingo on column 5, right? Technically.
No,
actually, no, it doesn't even matter because
Helios goes fight.
Well, regardless, it doesn't matter because they would need 4 squares and that would get them to majority anyway. So it doesn't whether they bingo or not, it doesn't matter.
No. Come on, let the boys play. Let them play.
Yeah, I mean, this is anyone's game because the other option here is Ellie could try to greed a little bit and go for Metter as her 5th remembrance, but Ellie has a big lead on it, but Metter is so long. Actually, no, and she only has 3 too. She needs to do Rykard as well.
True.
Which she has Noble Dead, so. But Rykard is still a longer fight, especially because in this mod.
Wait, is Ellie's going Vike now.
Yeah. The reason why is balls suck on Vike. Balls are just terrible on Vike. I would not want to go balls into Vike, but Sci-Fi's doing it. He's going to try to catch Ellie.
Didn't you have to do that in your rando run?
I've had to do it. Yes, it's awful. It's awful. Because Ellie is now on the fight as well. She's actually ahead and with a better weapon, but Sci-Fi has a chance to catch here. Especially even with this amount of health, there is always an opportunity for a mistake on Vike. He does so much damage, particularly with that Storm Assault, and you can get in a lot of trouble.
Well, it staggers you, and the AoE on that Storm Assault is incredibly it lingers for a little bit, and just a pain.
And one other thing too is Vike is immune to status, right? So both these players have status. Ellie has bleed and frost. Sci-Fi has frost. So Sci-Fi's damage will actually, in theory, probably be a little bit better because he's using a single status weapon. That being said, though, having absolutely no reach sucks on Vike. And there goes Larval Tears. Helios gets Larval Tears while this race is happening. Inshura is going to claim the Tree Spirit and Bellarat. So it will be 10-10. The question is it 11-10? Who gets to 11? Which team does? Who kills Vike?
Did Ellie's Vike already heal?
I believe so, yes. And Ellie gets it. Ellie gets the snipe. Yep. I mean, this was a game that was looking just what? Warp Charms got marked 3 minutes ago. Yep, Warp Charms got marked 3 minutes ago. We were saying this could have been over for a win for time complexity, but now it's an 11-9. Granted, about to be 11-10 game in favor of Tank and Top. What a game!
Thank you, Hughes, for asking me to commentate for today. This has been one of the most exciting games I've had.
I mean, this has to be a candidate for game of the season.
Yeah.
But we go into the end game here. I do have a strong feeling it's going to come down. Like, Metter is just going to be the race, right? Like, I feel like people are going to neglect it, and it's just going to be Metter at the end. Ellie's walking into a snipe here as she's going Bellarat for the Tree Spirit. However, she could always do the Dancing Lion as one of her remembrances, depending on how far she gets in when Shura marks this square. But this mark should be coming any second here. And there it is. So 11-10 for advantage Tank and Top. Ellie has a lead on 5 remembrances. God Bosses is pretty even. Shura has a lead on Rakshasa because he set up the Grace for her when he went to go do the Hippos. And then who knows about Metter? Sci-Fi's working on God Bosses. He's just gonna go take care of Rick. Shura walking in to go kill Rolana right now. I mean, either way, this is game of the regular season so far. You have the storyline, the rematch from the finals last season. Sci-Fi and Shura met in the final. Helios and Shura met in the finals last season. Shura got the better of him, but can Helios extract revenge and Tank and Top get the win over Time Complexity? If Time Complexity lose, they fall to a 2-game losing streak after starting 4-0, and all of a sudden, one of those spots for a first round bye in the playoffs that seemed to be so secure for this team sitting at 4-0 looks massively in doubt. On the other hand, Tank and Top, they have the chance to move to 3-1, get the tiebreaker over Sai and Shura, put themselves in a fantastic position to get that first round bye and eventually win the league. Hell, this could even be a finals preview. Who knows? What do the other teams have to say about it?
I love you, Who's, and I love it when you get excited about bingo. Nobody understands this sport as much as you do, nor cares. Okay, I can't say all that because there's just people that care about it. But it just shows, man, and what an exciting match. No one can follow up with the
Look, it was always my dream to be a sports coach or a general manager for a sports franchise or whatever it may be. Obviously, I'm not in that position, but if I had known about Elden Squares Bingo in this community at the time, I would have chosen this every day of the week.
Would you bleed for this? I'd bleed for this. That type of mentality, I love it. All right, so we have a God Boss race going on right now, right? Ellie.
Yeah, and Helios. Okay, so this is their play. Their play is Helios, go get Metter. Get Metter.
He's gonna do remembrance bosses. So yeah.
No, he's not gonna get remembrance bosses. They're just saying Helios, go get Metter.
Go get her now.
Make sure we have a lead on that, right? Because he's just going hard for Metter, nothing else, right? And they're just saying, it's like, okay, Ellie, your job is to get one of these 3 other squares, God Bosses, Remembrances, or Rakshasa. Helios, your job is to go get Metter. That is what they are playing for right now. Shura is trying to catch on the remembrances. Sci-Fi is working on the god bosses. Shura has priority on Rakshasa here. The question, and Ellie's also making way towards Rakshasa. She's kind of prepping all 3 of these squares, but could she be walking into a series of multiple snipes? Can she put Helios in position to close this game out with Metter? Or will the Metter advantage be all for naught because there's 13 squares on the board?
She loses god bosses and she loses 5 different remembrances, right? Like, then now that we're essentially 11-12, right? Last square being Metter, and yeah,
Helios is going for Metter. Obviously, fight's not over till it's over, but Helios has massive priority. Front to back skip is not allowed. That is a skip where you can go from Hippo to the hinterlands from the front side of Shadowkeep. That is not legal. You have to run through back section, right? Because it's a sequence break. So Helios is now the only player with back section, right? Meaning that he has a massive, massive lead on Metter. Oh, this is so tight.
I know. Ellie is making her way to Rakshasa right now. I think she just turned away. I thought she was going to.
I think she might have just gotten turned around or something. I'm not sure. I'm sure these players are very nervous, right? Like, this is a crazy game to be a part of, right? You always want to be the one 100%. Who wins the game of the season, not the one who loses it, right?
Yeah.
And I believe this is Sci-Fi's second god boss.
No, it's third.
Third, right? Sorry, yeah, third. He has 2 done, yeah.
Apostle Caleb.
And Shura's actually making just a little bit of progress towards back section here, doing the classic Shura thing that he does, where makes a little bit of progress towards a square, right?
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say, first off, shout out the Shaka Show for being here with me in commentating this great match. And second off, if you're seeing this and you want to get into it and you want to be in this spot in the future, come play Bingo in Ignite. Link is in the pin message. You can join us. We have coaches to help you get it. We have rookie leagues, and we will help you get into the sport because it is an amazing game. It's changed my life for the better, and we'd love to see you try it out.
This has been one of the greatest communities I've ever gotten involved with. People question it every day. How do you play Elden Ring all day? It's like, because the level of competition in Bingo is so high, and it means everything to me to be able to compete with these guys at this level. And I just want to be able to be considered one of the greats one day, even if that day never comes. It's the progress that we all make. We're always striving to get better, and like this, it's just one of the greatest communities I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of, man.
This is so close because really this is Ellie versus Sci-Fi and Shura, right?
Yeah, it is. True.
For 1 square, Shura here going for Rakshasa, right? And Ellie is doing in singles what would be the incredibly smart thing, right? Like, this is what we say how to play your end games. You double prep so that way if you get sniped on one thing, you go for the next, right? Like you're ahead on the next. That doesn't necessarily translate as well to doubles, right? It's a different thing when it's a 1v2, right? Is Ellie playing this end game correctly? And one of the other things too is with this doubles format this format's very new, right? The book isn't written on exactly how to play your end games here. Because Sci-Fi's working on god bosses. Shura also has 3 remembrances and could get Rakshasa here. This is Ellie's Godric, Apostle, Noble, and Rick. That is her 4th god boss. Sci-Fi is about to get his 4th here.
He just has to go kill Godric, Soldier Godric, while she is going to have to make the choice on which one is going to be her 5th.
She killed Rick.
Because she already has Godric, though.
I think the 5th for both of them is going to be Godfroy. But obviously Ellie's running there first, but the question is Grace positioning. Because Sci-Fi went Dectus, is he actually ahead on this? There goes his 4th down. I'm sorry, Shura, I know you're doing great things over there, but we got to get Ellie and Sci-Fi up on the screen here. They are both 4-4 on god bosses. Next god boss claim will be the square, but Sci-Fi's going Noble. Sci-Fi's going Noble, not Godfroy.
This is going to be tight.
I think Ellie has this. I think Ellie has this.
Yeah, if he's going noble, yep, he does. She does. He needed to go Godfroy.
Yeah, if he went Godfroy, he might have been ahead because if he grabbed the Grace right after Dectus, right? He actually would have been ahead. Obviously, meta isn't done till it's done, but based on that set of decision making, right? That might be what cost them the game. Is Sci-Fi's decision to go noble instead of Godfroy here?
A very interesting decision. I don't know why you wouldn't go.
Is it because of Stone Sword keys? Is there any way it's because of Stone Sword keys?
That could be it.
Because there's 3 Stone Sword keys available at the round table hold, right? Ellie here, I mean, this is to put them 1 square away, and Helios has a lead on meta. Because he used 2 Stone Sword keys to get to the Misbegotten Crusader. If you only need 1 though for Godfroy. So is there any other spot where he would have used a Stone Sword key?
No.
And Helios, hold up, wait. This gives them a little bit more life for at least a little bit for time complexity, because Helios is going for. Wait, actually, hold up. I think I misspoke on this meta race, because Helios is now going for Gaius. As God Bosses goes down, Helios is going for Gaius. Is this his 4th remembrance? No way, right?
No, he's done Radon, and he did
Fortisax.
Yeah. Did he do Godric?
I don't think so. No, this is his 4th. Because I thought Helios was just going hard for meta, but he would still have to kill ADM, right? And he's not going for it. So, hold up. My initial call was not correct. I was not expecting Gaius here. I thought he was just trying to make progress towards meta. Shura gets Divine Beast Dancing Lion down.
Yeah.
That's Shura's 4th remembrance.
No, 5th? No, 4th.
And at this point, Sci-Fi's in hell. Sci-Fi's basically out of the game. Because he doesn't even have DLC access. He's just trying to kill remembrances.
Yeah, and he's already gotten the 5th God Boss square has already been marked now. So.
Where does Shura... is Romina the right call? I genuinely have no idea. I guess it has to be a DLC remembrance because Shura has no Altus access, right?
Right.
Either that or so. Romina's
so
faster.
I think Helios will get the Shadow Tree fragments if he goes for that, but I don't think that's why he's going there. It's got to be for remembrances. Now Ellie's on her way in the DLC to running towards something.
I guess Romina is Shura's fastest option. I'm a little surprised to not see Gaius, because Gaius would have more synergy, right? Getting him closer to the hinterlands.
Are they doubling up on meta just to try and close it out?
I mean, how many remembrances has Ellie done? Mesmer? Only 3, right?
So 3. Yeah, correct.
I mean, they might just be both doubling up on meta, right? Because
I don't think they expected to get the God Bosses.
Yeah,
right?
She's running back section. I was trying to think if Gaius would be her 5th. That's why I was thinking for a second.
I don't think they expected to win the God Boss race.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a situation where you double up on meta because you don't know exactly what's faster, right? Because Helios has to kill ADM, right? Helios does have to kill ADM, and Ellie has a better weapon, and also it's insurance, right? If one of them were to die or something were to happen, they can get the other person's back, right?
Exactly.
Because Sci-Fi, by lack of killing remembrances, has found him in a position where he's just completely out of the game, right?
Yeah, there's no catching up. There's not enough time for him to go kill another remembrance boss to get in, get access, and
he can continue to make he can and will continue to make an effort if because obviously, like, if tragedy were to strike in a series of unfortunate events, right, there is a world where Sci-Fi could be the hero, right? It's not literally impossible for him to make an impact, but in 99.9% of realities, right, he does not mark a square left. Shura has to get both. But this is the chance for Shura to prove he's the absolute. He is the champion, reigning, defending Elden Bingo Lord. You never want to be in a spot where you need to claim two squares up against two players to win the game.
We have Ellie. Ellie's moving towards Estelle now.
Yeah,
to get that
remembrance.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like Shura has to do both 5 remembrances and kill Metter without Metter being a 5th remembrance.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm frazzled as hell. Our players might be just as frazzled because there's a
yeah. This is a crazy end game here.
Yeah.
Man. And it started with the Scorpion Charm Snipe.
Helios making his progress towards south, and Shura's doing the Shura play. He set up Romina and is now making progress towards Metter.
I wonder if Sci-Fi is trying to race for 5 remembrances.
I mean, he can try all he wants, but he has 2. Actually, Sci-Fi is a little bit more in this game, but realistically not, right?
Right.
Because he did do Godric as a god boss, so I apologize. I was incorrect earlier. Sorry, there's so much to remember. And
that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing being a commentary all day, right? So like,
I mean,
and you're getting older too. So
no, shut up. We'll go full screen. You know what? No, we'll go full screen with.
Full screen with.
I don't know either. Quad screen. Screw it. Quad screen. Remembrances and Metter are the only squares left.
So, oh no, Sai just quit out.
Yeah, Sai just quit out. I mean, Shura's gonna finish his 5th. This will be Shura's 5th remembrance right here with Romina.
Now, Helios still needs to kill ADM to get to Metter.
Yes.
Does Shura have ADM?
Yes.
Dead? I don't think he does. Oh my goodness.
But Shura, like, Helios has to kill Metter, has to kill ADM, but Shura has to kill Romina, right? And Helios is already deep into the hinterlands, right? While Shura has a lot of running to do.
Gosh, will anyone ever like understand Romina's hitboxes? The way you can just walk through her legs is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Ellie's fighting Estelle for, I think,
this is her 4th, yeah. Shura, this is his 5th, because he did 2 to enter the DLC, he did Rilana, and he did Lion. So,
unless Shura's best.
Unless there's a mistake and Shura's up against the wall, like, because the other thing too is like, Shura can claim remembrances all he wants, but he has to be fast as hell here because he also needs Metter, right?
We can't have a death here.
Metter takes too long. He can't bank on Metter being his 5th. I understand Metter is a remembrance, but it's just too slow.
No, he'll need Helios to ADM needs to stall Helios, and then we need a death from Metter. Like
I don't know though, because the other thing too is that Shura's weapon is much better for these fights, right? Balls are slow on ADM. And against Metter, strike damage is bad, and she's so weak to bleed that you get from those great stars. There goes 5 remembrances from Shura. We'll take one last look at the board here, and then we will wave it bye-bye because nothing else matters. Whoever kills Metter first wins.
The professor has spoken. Rambler said it earlier. A Metter race to win it all.
Yep. Yeah, Metter 5 remembrances double mark. Metter's just too slow. If Shura would have greeted for trying to do Metter as his 5th, Ellie would have gotten 5 remembrances before him. That was absolutely the correct play. Metter is just so slow. And it comes down to Metter. All 4 of them are racing towards it. Helios and Shura, Helios and Shura, the two champions, the two players who met in the finals for last season, we said they weren't going head to head because Shura's a DLC player and Helios is a base game player. But here they are going head to head with the game on the line here. Ellie is close and could make an impact here if there are mistakes. Sci-Fi trying his best, but there would need to be a tragedy for him to claim the meta square.
I don't want to say anything, but like, at the beginning of the match, I looked at this board and I just said my biggest fear is that this is going to be a 13-12 game because of this board, and this is what we are getting.
Yep.
The best meta rush we've ever seen.
In the first and maybe the only time we'll see it, because I'll be honest, this square is slow. When you talk about pacing, right?
Yeah.
This game the meta pretty much only will ever get marked if it's like a 12-12 game, right? Because the square is just so long.
Well, it's almost like, well, before we started rushing Morgott and Cold Free, it's like a season 2 Morgott kind of square.
I mean, the problem isn't the fight, also it's the progression.
It's you
need so much map.
Like, if there was ever an argument for like breaking the game right for a square, I think it could be made for meta, but I also think that like
argument whatever, we can talk about that in the off season. At this point, the game is what it is, right? And they're both rushing this down.
Sure.
Helios,
if I was to trust any player in this race against Helios, it would be Shura. Like, this is who I would put up against. This is what you want to see. A race between the two former head-to-head players.
Yeah, two players from the finals, right, of last season. Game on the line, and they're the ones making the shot. Granted, Ellie really is not too far behind them, but far enough behind that.
Well, the thing is even if Shura's ahead and Helios dies and then Shura takes a death, right? Ellie might be in the fight too.
Yeah, exactly.
And might be able to close it out. Unless Ellie dies too, it's Sci-Fi enters the fight.
Well, they probably all need to die like 3 times for because I still has to kill ADM.
Yeah. With Iron Pulse.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it could happen. It could happen. There's a universe out there where that probably does happen.
Chat, who do you got? Let us know. Who do you got in this race? I mean, Helios is ahead right now, but has the much worse weapon. If he dies once, he'll be caught. Yeah, I mean, like, does Helios die in these spots? Like, Helios doesn't normally die in these spots. Like, it needs to be said, Helios is, in the history of Elden Square, is one of the most dominant dominant players ever in the regular season. Went 5-0 in season 1, 8-1 in season 2, and then 2-1 to start this season. And I will say the only 2 games where he's lost have been just off days for him, right? Like, if he's playing well, he's never lost.
I don't know. If he was playing Ginger right now, there might be a chance.
I mean, that was the freak game of all time. That was a 6-0 bingo against arguably the most accomplished player in the history of bingo. That was the most ridiculous result
I'm trying
ever.
to figure out how to say this. Like, how poise is a stat in the game, right? But like, poise in real life is like, as far as like having poise as a person, you don't stagger in the face of like a stressful situation like what Helios is dealing with right now. And I think Helios displays like the most poise as a bingo player.
And Helios is by far first, right? Actually, he still is first to matter by a bit more than I would have anticipated. I think I underestimated how long that run through back section to the hinterlands takes, but still 2 fights to go. First off is it's either Jolan or Anna, one of the 2. It's an NPC fight, doesn't have a great weapon for it, right? Needs to take them out.
Still needs to go to the hinterland.
Yeah, Shura's a lot farther behind than I thought.
Yeah, he is. This is bad. I mean, maybe
I didn't think that Helios had blown the whistle yet in the hinterlands for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, I know Shura in his head right now. He's just thinking it's gonna get marked. It's gonna get marked any minute now.
Yeah,
it's gonna get marked any minute.
You have to go for it, obviously.
Yeah.
But there it is. All eyes are on Helios. This man is the most accomplished man in the history of bingo. He has won he's won every league except Elden Squares. He's finished twice. Obviously can't win the league here today, but gets a massive win against the reigning defending Elden Bingo Lord if he can close this out and get one step closer to unquestioned GOAT status and getting a win in Elden Squares. Can he do it?
See, the Ignite server is full every night, right? And I'm usually streaming it at nighttime. And if I ever have a question about a boss or how to fight or tactics or strats, right, I'll usually hop in there real quickly to ask a question. Now Nexus and Asim like to make the joke about, oh, you have another question, don't you, Shaka? And they think I'm coming there to ask them. But the truth is, I'm there to ask Helios, the god of bingo.
Well, can he take this game? Highest pressure fight that you'll ever see outside of a league title being on the line, and he is smoking Metter so far. This is where it gets scary though in the phase transition. That hit was intentional.
Yeah.
You always take that hit. Laser beam comes out. Really nice job. Big stagger. Can he close it? Cross proc, there it is. About 10-15% health left for Metter. Does she do a stall move? Does he get into trouble? Charge R2 comes out. He gets smacked. He greeds, gets the stagger, and that's the game. Helios has done it. And Tank in top. Flame. Mark the square. Stop. There we go. Tank in top. Playing this game. A 13-12 game. Best game of the season.
Oh my god.
Ellie said that she was banging on her desk and that's why the square was getting unmarked. But what a game between Tank in top and Sci-Fi and Shura. Maybe a finals preview, playoffs, who knows? But we just witnessed one of the best games in the history of the sport here today. What an honor it was to call this one, and we will bring the players in for a post-match interview. And the best news is, action's not done yet. We have another game coming up after this one. Holy shit!
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I got chills in that game.
I need Majula music to calm down my heart rate.
I just
let's bring him in.
From that.
GG's. What
Holy
a game. Well, first off, congratulations to all of you. I mean, what a crazy game there. But we will be talking with the winners, Ellie and Helios. That game was even closer than you could have imagined. So many snipes, wow, it was incredible. But you guys get the win in arguably the greatest game of all time. How are you feeling?
Fuck. That was insanely close, and we felt in such a rough position a little bit, but I think we kept our cool really well and kept going for plays that worked well for us. And now that game was insane. Helios coming in and finishing the game with Metter as the base game player is just like, that's some GOAT level shit, and I'm very thankful for him doing that because I had very little prepared to do it. So yeah, no, that was good. That's me anyway. I don't know how Helios feels, but that's incredible.
GG's. I think I played a clean game. I'm pretty happy with that game. We played a clean game. Like we've been working on some stuff over the last couple of weeks, and it all kind of came together today. I'm very happy about all that.
Yeah, me too. Communication in particular is something we've been working on. We found ourselves like not calling out what we're doing next. So we really focused on that, and it was so clear and crisp for us today. So that was really nice.
You guys were
in top form.
Yeah. In that game, I want to say was so close. God Bosses, Sci-Fi had 4 and was going to his 5th. Red Bear and Rao Base, Shura tried to do the Shura play in double mark. In Ellie, you sniped him on it. And he only got single mark. Scorp Charms was so close. And if they get that square, game's just over, right?
Yeah, we knew that too. We fucking knew that row 4 was a disaster. We were really nervous about that.
We were biting our nails over here on the edge of our seats, watching it play out.
We did say that we were like, these are close, but they either are snipes or like maybe they're overextended. We weren't sure, and I wanted to hear what they have to say. Obviously, Sign, sure, you guys played so fucking well. You kept us on our feet the whole game because like every time we went for a block, we were like, well, we know this is going to be close. We know they're fast, so like we just had to execute well because otherwise we can't snipe you and we're going to lose. Like it was really hard to call this game. You guys played so well.
Yeah, well, congratulations to both of you. What an insane game and what an insane win. Obviously you moved to 3-1, and not only is that big for you, but league's gotten shaken up a lot. Obviously, announcement of the different playoff structure comes in, right? We moved from a 14 playoff to a 16 playoff with the agreement of all the players. But that makes those 1 and 2 seeds for the first round bye super important. Sci-Fi and Shura seemed like a lot, like a 4-0, right? Nothing's guaranteed in this sport, as we could tell. But now they drop down to 4-2. Those buys are who knows, and you guys moved to 3-1 and have the tiebreaker over them. Any thoughts from you guys on the rest of the season, or just focus on one game at a time?
Yeah, one game at a time. I was saying Helios earlier. I just want to play well. Wins are awesome and feel really good. But I think this format's so new and iterative, and there's so much to be worked on that I just want to show up and play as best I can and improve and have fun playing bingo. And that mindset, I think, is what we're keeping, because it gets too big picture for me to think about the whole season. So if I focus on one game at a time, enjoying playing games with Helios and trying to show up best of the day, then I think I just play better that way anyway. So that works out for me well.
I think you nailed the head, or whatever, nailed the head of the head, or whatever you want to say, right? But like the communication, right? Because like at the very start, there were a few times where like Helios may have been like trying to make a decision on what to go for next, right? But then in the late game or the end of late game, like it was very clear that you guys were communicating well on what to do and how to close this game out. And Hughes has already said it was one of the most exciting match of the season so far, and it was an honor to be able to commentate and watch you guys play today. Y'all played so well, both teams.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you. Get some rest because you'll be back tomorrow.
First game.
Yeah, back tomorrow up against Dino and Deutz, and I know we all can't wait to see you play. So congratulations, and I do want to talk to Sci-Fi and Shura because you guys played amazing in that game. To create a game like that, it takes 2 to tango, and what a dance that was. Obviously, I'm sure disappointed with the loss, but you played amazing. And any thoughts from you two?
It's my fault, dude. Shura was telling me what to do. I wasn't listening. Like I went for Scorpion Charms. I should have finished Gelmir Boss. I had one more. Should have just went into Volcano Manor and finished Gelmir Bosses, God Bosses. Like if I went Vike, I went Scorpion Charms. I just threw the game, basically. Like we lost because of me.
I mean, I don't think that's true. I mean, obviously every game you can say you could make some different decisions, right? Like it was definitely, I understand your perspective side, because it definitely was some hard snipes. You made a lot of progress towards a lot of squares that went the other way. But
it's my favorite way to lose too. You
did play amazing. And
I got 4 squares, and I just I don't know, for 30 minutes I was just doing nothing, right? Like to end the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, that end game was always going to be tough for you. You were just very out of position for meta, right? Like that was always going to be that way. But you played amazing, man. Both of you did. Yep, you're a fantastic team. We know you'll bounce back, and I mean, you made so many big plays. It was just, this is one of those games where someone has to lose, and it sucks. But you really are an amazing team. Keep your head up, guys. I mean, the regular season, it sucks. Get them back in the playoffs. Enough said.
Like, I mean, like, we have a high level of competition, and like, there's a ton of great players in the league. But I mean, like, no other team would have kept this game to a 13-12 game. So like, it sucks to lose, but like, guys, like, no other team could have made this as exciting as it was.
This is by far. I just want to say,
it was fun to watch. Fucking sucked to play.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, Sai, you guys both made it. Like, you in particular were such a threat for us because we didn't know what was going on, and your opening plays put us on. You getting Grail and then leaving some things unsaid and building the threats for sure to capitalize on was actually so much scarier than maybe it can feel that way because of how the game panned out. But you guys are our closest game by a landslide in the tournament so far. Like, nothing even came close to the tightrope we had to walk in terms of when we went where and what we tried to do and when we blocked, and like, I don't think we've had to. I'm exhausted because you guys like pushed us pretty close to our limit for a little bit.
Because Sai, you got sniped and it sucks, but like genuinely, I mean, the entire game you had them back against the wall, and it just so happens that they were able to squeak it out, right? It felt like you guys, up until the end, up until the 12th square, were doing really, really well, and like had them one more mark or whatever, and it would have been different. Just that's bingo, right? And you'll bounce back. You'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, like God bosses, Scorpion Charms. Like, Scorpion Charms is really close, but like, I mean, God bosses too. Like, if you make the decision to go good for it, like Ellie did, like, that's your square, right? Because you got a Grace. So I mean, there's just like it's a lot closer than you think it was, man. Like, you played really well, Sai.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah.
Well, GG's, guys. It was a great game. The next game's supposed to start in 7 minutes, so we gotta we could talk for hours about this.
And Nexus is gonna be 15 minutes late anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah, Nexus and Sirius are both divas, so they'll probably be late as is, right? Or Nexus and no, he's not playing Sirius. That was last week. Nexus and Wander and Grump are both good. So Nexus will be late, but we'll see you guys in just a minute. We have one more game after this, as well as 4 games tomorrow. If you liked what you saw, you get to see 3 of the 4 players back tomorrow, as Ellie and Helios will be playing, and Sci-Fi will be joining me in the commentary booth. So make sure, check out Ignite, drop me a follow, because to stay up on action, self promo, I appreciate it, and love you all. See you all in just a minute.